have some very special people with me in the studio here for our 1 year anniversary issue or broadcast or whatever we call that.
Episode.
There you go. Producer Mark.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
Man, I got this. There we go.
Whoa. It's like a chainsaw.
James, edit that out. I am so good.
Wow. I love it. How many times have you said that?
52 times.
Every time, right?
I switch it up, you know.
You do a little bit.
Like, awesome.
Awesome. Yes. So
fantastic.
Awesome. I have somebody else I want to ask how they're doing,
yeah.
who has been behind the scenes for 52 episodes, keeping things together, scheduling the podcasts, you know, working together with producer Mark. We have social media director, manager. What's your title?
Social sensei, actually.
Social sensei, Kayla.
Yeah.
How are you?
I am so good.
Oh, wow. There you
little
go. Did you get a pumpkin spice latte today?
I did, actually.
Right now, it's fall in Denver.
Oh, it's so beautiful. You know, I love the pumpkin spice latte, the big scarves, and it's still 90 degrees, so don't mind the sweat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so a little PSL and nice view of Denver today.
Yes, it's gorgeous. If you were here, you could see all of the mountains that we get from the top of the 12th floor of Remax World
there you go.
Headquarters.
Everybody close your eyes and imagine the Rockies
That's right.
out the back window here. So, cool.
Well, hey, I would like to hear, some of your favorite episodes. I have my favorites, it's funny because I feel like people are constantly going back, listening to old episodes, or they're just discovering the podcast for the first time and they're starting to listen through all the episodes. And so it's just cool that they kind of live on forever, and you can always go back and get the wisdom, that those provided. And, but yeah, I mean, what are some of your favorites, Adam?
Well, I think you just can't forsake episode number 1. I mean, just to start this, maybe it's not my favorite episode, but it is episode number 1 for crying out loud.
Yeah. It was kind of like the foundation of everything. Like, it was like, what are we going to talk about? Right. Starting every day with a win, Yeah,
exactly. And it was, we planted our flag with that episode and we were talking about building hustle daily, which we still do every day, right?
That's right. Always hustling.
I love it. So, it's got some good points to it.
Yeah. Hashtag Remax Hustling. Oh,
hey.
Social media.
Right. There you go. Tweet that out.
Tweet it out.
Yeah, such a solid episode. Great foundation.
I love it. I love it. So it built us up for some other amazing episodes. We had some incredible athletes, amazing achievers on the show. Do you remember
CEOs? I mean, we've had tons of great guests.
Oh yeah, big time. Do you remember Super Bowl 50 champion?
Oh, for Ryan Harris.
Man, yes. That guy is a rock star.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he was so much bigger than you, Adam. I was like shocked. I was like, how can this person be like a foot taller than the tallest man in the company?
Oh, thank you.
He made you look small, bro.
I feel like a foot shorter now.
You get to the gym.
Yeah, he was a man among men, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, he's Super Bowl champ.
You got to be. I mean, he was like Peyton Manning's bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly.
During the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Guarded the blind side of the QB.
Yeah, and his message too was real powerful, right? I mean, it was like, it's all about the mindset.
I love it. I still remember that. The 3 keys to a successful mindset. I am, I can, I will. Well, your first practice in Notre Dame was a little bit of a rough start, wasn't it?
Yeah, first 8 days. Yeah. I was getting my tail kicked, man. I mean, physically, and you as a former Marine, you know better than me. When you are physically getting beaten and mentally you're not there where you need to be yet, it can be devastating.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you get hit in football and you make the weirdest sounds, right? And so one particular practice, those first 8 days, the senior hit me and it's like this screech. And one of my cleats fell off and then he stepped on my inner thigh and I'm just like, oh my God, I was just totally dominated and everybody's there like, ooh, But that night, I said to myself, I have to do something different. I am a great football player. I am here to play football. I can find a way to be better and to grow, and I will work on this one drill the next day. So I sat there, I visualized the one specific drill, and the next day I fired off and hit him so hard, startled him, me, and the same people are saying ooh the day before were saying ooh the next day. And that was one of the first days I chose my mindset. And I am, I can, I will came up multiple times for me in failures, in success. When the Chiefs told me I didn't have enough football left, when I was terrified the night before the Super Bowl that my greatest failure was going to be my greatest success, I used it all the time to build my mindset. And like you say, start with the win. It's a choice we make. And I say celebrate every win every day, because there's wins all around us. We have to choose to see them and see how far we've come.
Watch him speak just human to human, and he exudes that confidence.
Totally.
You look at it and you're like, there's nothing this guy can't do.
Yeah, and he was one of the nicest guys. Like, you think, oh, Super Bowl champ, successful guy, but he was just down to earth, and just, I felt like whenever, you're talking to him, he's just talking to you, like he's there to be present, which is cool.
Oh, totally. It's interesting because, and Kayla talks to all these people offline as well, and it's fascinating because they're all. You talk about how kind and nice he was as a human being. I mean, that's kind of what you're finding with all these achievers, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and very humble. I mean, kindness, humble. Again, for someone that's coming from a Super Bowl championship, got to play with Peyton Manning, one of my heroes.
There you go. He's taller than me also, by the way.
Yes, and way taller than me. So that's cool.
Hey, whatever. Yeah. But Ryan Harris, amazing guy. And was on the line when they beat the Panthers.
That's right.
I think that was the last game we won on the Broncos, right?
I think so.
Ouch.
Let's not talk about that right now.
All right.
So we've had celebrities, we've had CEOs, successful entrepreneurs. I mean, we've had everybody, but we've also had a lot of. That's number 4. Number 3.
I'd like to say what my favorite guest is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
Obviously, the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Liniger.
Oh, yeah, the founder of Remax, co-founder. Him and Gail founded the company in 1973. How can that not be everybody's favorite episodes? We had to break that up into 3 parts.
Yeah, and if you're a part of the Remax sphere, go back, find those episodes, and listen to them, because they are just priceless gold. Especially to hear a story from the guy.
So there are a few things that jump out about Dave. First of all, just what an amazing storyteller he is.
I went to sit down in a chair, getting set up for it, and all of a sudden I caught my pants pocket on the arm of the chair, and it literally ripped my pants completely down the leg to where I was basically half nude.
Oh, man.
Now, fortunately, I had underwear on. I was not commando. But, oh, my God, I'm sitting here. The newscasters knew it had happened, and they were being very polite. A lot of women, news people, they kind of turned away and were thinking, oh, my God, what do we do?
And how much passion comes from within his soul when he starts talking to you and starts sharing the history of the company on the microphone. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, and I would say being a young female in this company, hearing the story of how he was really a champion for young women or women to get into the business world. And he kind of revolutionized that during a time where there weren't a lot of women in real estate. So it was really powerful for me to hear that.
Yeah, it's so cool. And still, let's be honest, it's all still that way with him. I mean, this guy is one who builds dreams, and he's, to this day, he's still at it. He's the non-executive chairman of the board here. So he comes in on a quarterly basis, and not just that, but he talks to the people in the company all the time about how to build dreams, how to continue to improve the world that we live in, and how real estate revolves around that.
And he brings his awesome dog in.
Oh, Max, the beast. Yeah, that dog is unbelievable. He's huge.
So cool. That's cool.
I do like Seymour better though.
Don't tell Max that. So
yeah, cool. So we've had the founder of Remax on. We've had celebrities, CEOs, motivational speakers. We've had it all, and we've had some amazing agents of the Remax sphere on the show as well.
Yeah,
we're doing big things.
When you look at the Remax agents that we've had on, we've actually had quite a few Remax agents over the past year on the show. So let's run down a list real quick.
Yeah, who do we got? Who's been in the studio?
Well, let's see. We talked about social media with the amazing Bree White.
Okay, so Facebook is literally my scrapbook of my life, and so I got that concept and transferred it over into my business. And from that, it just kind of blossomed into this thing where I realized the more you post, the more you're seen, right?
Right.
And only, 15% of our friends are going to see our stuff anyway, on their feed. So by the time I posted something one day, 3 days later, it was still gaining traction and people were sharing, and it just kind of snowballed where it's still aha, this is free, right? For the most part.
Right.
And if I make it public, then people who are Facebook stalking me will see it, and it kind of goes from there.
Hashtag killing it.
Yeah, she's amazing and a good friend of Kayla and a great steward of the brand. We had the geeky agent, Tony Ion.
Yak of Yellow.
Yak of Yellow, that's it.
Yeah.
Tony Yak, geeky agent.
That's right.
That guy's an amazing artist.
Oh my gosh, his comics at R4, he draws them at R4, and they're so cool.
Oh, unbelievable. We talk about social media, but really a big foundation for social media is video. So we've had a few people that are just killing it with video. We have the founders of the Video Bootcamp, Michael Thorne and Jesse Peters.
One of the big ahas is early on day one tomorrow morning here will be the realization that there's a lot of opportunities inside the world of video outside listings and open houses. We kind of default to that, and it's super important. To our clients, showcasing their home through video is extremely important. But for us, when we're building a business to be relevant to people in between the homes that they buy and they sell, that goes a lot more Q&A, a lot more of that value, that knowledge that you have, a lot more of that community content. So I think one of the big eye-openers halfway through the morning is, I'm not limited to a default set of listing videos. And then the floodgates kind of open from there.
Well, exactly, right? We show samples of what we do beyond listing videos, communities, how-tos, and whatnot. And that is what gets me really excited. Listing videos are going to happen. Putting your own unique spin on it is one thing, but I really think the brand building, right? The building know, like, and trust happens in all the other types of videos when you are putting others on spotlight. And what you learn here at this Video Bootcamp is the skill set on how to do that and the whys to do that.
Good dudes.
Friends from the north, and we've also had our great friend from the south, from Florida, Sue Pinky Benson.
Oh yeah, she's spunky. She was one of our early agents too that came on the show, I think.
Oh yeah,
and she's an amazing story too, of just the things she's overcome and just her positive attitude. That was a great episode.
And her awesome pink hair.
I love it. And I run into her at so many different events in the industry, be it like one of Gary Vaynerchuk's events, or she speaks at different conferences and conventions about the power of video and social media, and she is just doing an amazing job and an amazing human being at that. So how about our funny guy who's just doing a great job in real estate, the guy that's done a music video, the guy that built a beer can pyramid in the outfield of the Cubs game.
I'm gonna show these houses on the Old Town Road. I'm gonna show them till they all get sold. I got some houses in the bag, 2-car garages attached. Front door it is black, got the shutters black to match. House on a golf course, man cave to watch the Porsche. You can wave at Sally while you sit up on that porch now. Bet I'm gonna sell you something. I'm gonna sell you something. Bet I'm gonna sell you something. I'm gonna sell you something.
Bob Tompkins.
Yeah, he's like a legit celebrity.
That dude is everywhere.
He's amazing. We went for tacos after the recording.
Yes, we did. He's a good dude.
Oh man, it was awesome.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in the smile, big guy, beard, just happy as can be.
And too, like his passion for what he does, especially at such a young age. I mean, he's in his like mid-20s, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like a go-getter. He's like going out there, making videos, creating content, and just being just a rock star agent.
He is driven.
Yeah.
Driven.
Totally.
And I can see, any of these people, I could see, holy smokes, I would want them to sell my house. Just amazing business people, as well as just incredible human beings, great personalities. So, and how about somebody who's really jumped into the coaching and is helping, really for nothing, just for the satisfaction of helping Ricky Carruth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 0 to diamond.
I get up there and do my speech, get off stage, and I'm surrounded by agents that are telling me thank you and asking me questions, and just the feedback was incredible. And that was my moment that I decided, you know what? I have something here that people need to hear. I need to finish my book and just progress forward with what I'm doing. So I finished the book and I started coaching. So the coaching program has morphed into what it is today. Today, it's a completely free program. There's a 90-day action plan, online course, and we do live training twice a month. There's over 14,000 agents right now worldwide in the program. I just hit over 1 million views on YouTube, 50,000 downloads a month on my podcast, and it's growing like crazy.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's got a crazy story too, like from being completely broke, living in his car or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
And then going off to just
making
winning.
unbelievable profits in his business by doing what we talk about so much on the show, helping people.
Yeah.
I was going to say providing value to so many agents in the business. Like everyone's like, when can we see Ricky at R4? Maybe 2020.
There you go. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So, hey, and then of course, a great friend of ours who's overcome some unbelievable obstacles with his health, and has taken and turned his business so many ways upward. Jeff McLennan.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see him online all the time. And once again, if you haven't listened to some of these episodes, you need to go back, download them, check them out, because there's just so many that are so encouraging, and I know that, a lot of times when we're just listening to podcasts, we need something to kind of help us push us through, to the next day or, the next hour. And a lot of times just hearing someone's story of overcoming or the success they've had doing things that are difficult or just being consistent is really inspiring. So, yeah.
What's really cool is the story of a technology company, a small technology company that we know so well.
What's that?
Called Bouge.
Oh, is that Be Original or Jealous?
That is. It is. Are you jealous?
A little bit.
A little bit, yes.
That you got to talk to them and I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, you were in here.
Shh, no one needs to know.
Yeah, I didn't think we have enough microphones that day.
We didn't.
That was the reason, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to do it.
You were writing on the whiteboard or something for us.
It's true. And all this Instagram stories.
Somebody's got to be doing that.
Yeah. If you don't follow Remax Adam Contos on Instagram, go do that right now.
Hello. Look at that plug. Yeah. So
is it a self plug if I plug it for you?
You know what's not going out right now while we're doing this?
Instagram stories.
Heck yeah. That's right. We are like radio silent on Instagram while we're filming this. Or
it's going to be such a treat for everyone to hear.
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, hey, so let's talk about Bouge for a second, though. So a story of two founders, Ido and Sable. John Sable is his name. We call him Sable. It's because there's a lot of Johns, but there's not a lot of Sables, right? So Ido and Sable, how they put together this technology company over like 12 or 13 years that we ended up acquiring via Remax itself and launching just a few weeks ago, this amazing product set that they've built out over the last, 84, 85 weeks that they've been building it. So such a cool technology platform, such an amazing story. Now the company's like 100 technology ninjas, and they're hammering away on the keyboards to create the world's greatest real estate technology. You guys start this technology company. Why? I mean, what caused this thing to happen?
So that's a good question. We weren't actually called Bouge. We were called Active Website at the time. And we came up with an idea originally to sell the websites and services directly to agents, which I didn't particularly like. These guys wanted me to move from England over here. And I said, hey, change his business model and sell it to the brokerages so that they could sell it to the agents directly. We loved that idea, and I said, okay, I'm going to come out for a couple of years, see if this works out. And it really did. So,
yeah, exactly. And then it was all about adding value. Once we, it was kind of a perfect storm, because if you looked at the real estate space, you had technology growing really fast. You had consumers on one end who really wanted the technology. You had the broker who wanted to provide it, and you had the agent in the middle. And so it created this incredible opportunity that if you delivered that incredible consumer experience, you could then service both the broker and the agent. And it just it became a way for us to add value to multiple people's lives. And that's what Ido and I wake up every day saying, how can we create more value?
That's awesome.
And Ido and John, or Sable rather, are so flippin' funny.
Oh, they're hilarious.
They're so funny. I can't remember one of the jokes that they were saying, but maybe we shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad Kayla's here because she keeps us from saying the things we shouldn't. And then another amazing business growth story, Motto Mortgage.
Yeah.
So Ward has actually been on the show twice.
Yeah, I think he's like our only repeat guest at this point.
Totally, yeah. But Motto is an unbelievable story. It continues to grow, over 100 open locations now in less than 3 years. So
wow.
Pretty cool story behind that brand and the growth of that franchise model.
Yeah.
And he's so well-spoken, too. I love working with Ward. He's just like a wealth of knowledge.
That dude is smart.
Oh, my gosh. He is. Good thing he's with Motto Mortgage.
Right. And he can get on stage and, speak like no one. The guy has got it going on, a great leader for the organization and for Motto Mortgage and all of the brokerages and LOs that they have out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaders, I think we've had a few coaches on as well.
We have, yeah. We've had my coach on, John Chaplak, who sat here. I mean, the stuff that guy has gotten people to do in our space. Not only does he coaches people inside and outside of our industry, but really what he does is he connects the head and the heart and gets people to build community, gets people to connect with the customer base and actually build business around true business principles, as opposed to masking those through buying business. So he's done an amazing job of building so many leaders in our space and helping us here at headquarters with our efforts. So
it goes back to one of my mentors and what they'd shared with me, and I had to go through my own discovery. I'd heard the words and kind of used the words too. I had to go through some experiential stuff, but it holds so true is there's nothing going on privately that won't show up publicly.
Oh, that's deep.
At some point in time. And then going even deeper into it is our sicknesses and our secrets. And just like as we were sharing with the great leadership team and the business development folks yesterday, is that it's about the personal human experience. We're in the moment creation business, and if there are things that are missing for us in our relationships, personally, professionally, significant others, we're not going to perform at the highest level. And so I was taught that, and then as I moved through my life and came to understand that, yes, I had business success, but there was another piece that needed to mature, and that was emotional maturity. And when you take a look at having that emotional maturity, that ability to connect, then you can build community. But in that, you've got to be what you say you are.
Oh, yeah. You can't live a lie.
You can't live a lie.
Yeah, and that was an awesome episode, because I think for me, I always saw him posting online of like him up early, working out. He's like shredded. He's like over 50 years old, he's just a tough dude. And so I was thinking like, this guy's going to come in here like, soldier, flipping tables and stuff. But he's like the nicest, like down to earth guy,
Yeah.
He's just like, and you could tell he just genuinely cares about people, like his ideas and thoughts about things are like lead from a place of love and, like all these other kind of things,
Yeah, and you look at him and you go, what?
Yeah, he's got his flat billed hat on. And
right, but it's true. It's so true that, you look at those leadership principles that he's consistent with. And it's funny because people are like, do you have anything new? He goes, no, there's nothing new. It's all the same stuff. You just got to do it consistently and with kindness. So, he's got it going on and continues to just blow it up in our space. So big kudos to him, and thanks for all that he does.
Yeah. And Verl Workman and
Verl, I saw him again last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, great guy. So Verl is got an amazing teams program in our space. I mean, this guy is he's had his own team. He has his own team of coaches, and these folks are again relying on some of those really deep business principles that people forsake. How do you put those together? How do you dialogue around business growth appropriately? And Verl is very eloquent. The guy is a professional speaker, unbelievable on stage. And we're just super honored and happy to have him working with the company to help us build our teams programs.
But it really comes down to teams. People that are the most successful don't do anything by themselves. If you look at this room, you have this great team in here. You've got somebody doing Facebook Live. You've got somebody else producing it. We've got people that are involved in every aspect of it. And without the team, it's very difficult to be successful. And yet so many realtors believe that, it's all about them. And so our mission is to change the perception is that the real estate agent is not the important person in the transaction, the client is. And if you provide a really high level of support at every part of the transaction, the client has a better experience and you have a better life because you've created expertise in each area of the transaction. So that was the brainchild for Workman Success Systems, is how do we help people really do teams right?
Are you missing anything?
Who did we just have on from Canada? He flew in here.
Richard
Robbins. Yes.
Richard Robbins too was one of my favorites. That episode, I've actually listened to it a couple times because he just offers a lot of great advice for someone who's building a business, and not just to build a business for business sake, but to build a business with a purpose behind it. Like, what are you trying to achieve with your life? Like, what are your values and things like that, which is super inspiring.
Richard Robbins' coaching programs are unbelievable. They're, when you look at the top coaches in our space, we're blessed to have communication with some of the very, very best of them. And Richard is certainly one of those. He's done an amazing job with, really, it's kind of cool. A great coach asks great questions, and sitting there talking to Richard, you feel fulfilled when you get up and walk away from that conversation. It's safe to say that nobody that talks to Richard Robbins should use the word busy.
No, busy's not really good. Not in my office either.
Okay.
Right? We sort of joke about the word busy because, busyness is a problem for us all. Actually, I think, just my opinion, I think busyness is a form of laziness.
I agree. I think busy is an excuse.
Yeah, we can wake up and be busy all day long.
Yeah, because all you're doing is you're kind of preloading your excuses there of, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm super busy.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I ask you, you're going to go, I didn't have time to get to, right?
Right. That's exactly. And it's funny because as people grow in business, what I find is they need to spend more time doing fewer things.
Right.
So as a brand new agent, there's 75 things they've got to do. But then as your business grows, what happens is you spend a longer periods of time every day doing fewer things. You might only have 3 or 4 priorities a day that you're going to spend your whole day on. And that's something as a company, that's what we coach them all. And then the minute you spend, say, more time on fewer things, you squeeze out all of those busy activities that you can't be doing because you don't have time for them anymore. And that's, at the end of the day, we all got the same 24 hours. We've heard this a million times. So it's just what we do with our days, right?
Yeah. 100, as they like to say.
That's it. 100. A husky.
Am I right, Kayla?
Yes, totally. Well, thanks for having me on the show for the very first time.
Well, thanks for being here, Kayla.
Thanks for all
1
you do,
year.
Kayla.
Congrats.
I know, 1 year. It's so crazy. I'm excited for this next year. I don't see it stopping, and I continue to see great guests, awesome content, and a new vibe too. Check it out. We're gonna kind of switch things up as we come into this new year with some new intros and some different show ideas, and hopefully hear more from our fans and audience and friends. So yeah, I'm excited.
Our winners, actually.
Yeah.
Should we just name them the winners?
The winners.
The winners.
Yeah.
I like it.
Who doesn't like winning?
That's right. And from the bottom of my heart, a huge heartfelt thank you, sincerely, for all of our listeners, for everybody out there in podcast land. We're so grateful to have all of you joining us here on this program. Also, a huge thank you to Kayla for all of our social media. You are killing it. We're so happy to have you on the team, and
Thanks, Adam.
You know, you are doing some really cool stuff in social media. Those of you who have not checked it out, check out all of our social media platforms. Kayla is the mastermind behind all those. And of course, producer Mark, we really love you, man. You're awesome. And those white rim glasses that you wear, you bring a smile everywhere you go. And it shows through on the podcast. So thank you.
Thank you, Adam.